Coming right up, another fun Varsity Sports Show.
Thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show. Our mission is to empower education and enable dreams, creating a platform to promote young people in extracurricular activities and community outreach. If you are interested in partnering up with the Varsity Sports Show, find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or call or text us at 480-779-9437. The Varsity Sports Show, Arizona's home for youth, high school, college, and you. Hey fans, the Arizona AIA High School Football Playoffs are coming. Trust the Varsity Sports Show team to live stream football playoff games on NFHS. We are an NFHS trusted partner and will spotlight your favorite team better than anyone, including a team segment on Saturday's Varsity Sports Radio Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. We are authorized to cover every round of the football playoffs, including championships. Call or text us to reserve your postseason broadcast and production crew. Time is running out fast. 480-779-9437.
Hi, kids. This is DJ Soulman from the Funk Junkies, and you're listening to the Varsity Sports Show with my man Vince Delicio. And what's your last name?
It's Delicio.
Okay, that's right. That's what I thought. Yeah, right.
KDUS AM 1060 Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix is home for the Dan Patrick Show.
This program is paid for by the JV Sports LLC and its partners.
You're listening to the Varsity Sports Show, home of Arizona's youth, high school, college sports, and you. Empowering education and enabling dreams. Right here on KDUS AM 1060 in Arizona. And now, welcome to the Varsity Sports Show.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Varsity Sports Show, Saturday morning, November 6th, 2021. Wow. We just wrapped up our 10th week of high school football, and you count some byes in there, so 10 weeks, and actually 11 weeks of Thursday night high school football games of the week broadcasts brought to you by the Varsity Sports Show and NFHS. And it's been an incredible run. We still have a couple of weeks, actually 1 week of the regular season left, and then we've got some playoffs. So a lot of good stuff going on. I want to go through a rundown. And by the way, my name is Vince Delicio. Thank you so much for joining us. I am humbled that you are spending your Saturday morning with us. This show and its following, its listenership has grown significantly over the last year, and we do our best to try and stay relevant, to try and bring programming and fun and spotlighting to what's important out there, and we stay away from the negative junk. There's plenty of broadcasters that are willing to do that for the ratings, and for us, we like to keep it on the up and up. Call it, somebody that views the world through rose-colored glasses, but at the same time, it's all about what's important, and what's important is spotlighting all of our young people, trying to facilitate, create opportunities to give them the best possible chance at doing great things. And there's a lot of great people behind that mantra, and I'm not alone in sharing that belief. So I'm fortunate to be surrounded by people that believe that as well. So today's show, what we're going to do is we're going to give a wrap up of the Thursday night high school game of the week that we covered. My broadcast partner from the other night, Bailey Lazier, is going to be joining us. Bailey's a student in the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. He's a senior, and he's an intern with us. He's an excellent director, producer, and he's also an aspiring broadcaster. And so we were on the call the other night for that. It was Mesa, the Jackrabbits, heading over to Skyline, the Coyotes, and Mesa came away with a nice win there. And so we'll hear from Mesa head football coach Chad DeGrenay. And then we will talk to Desert Mountain High School head football coach Conrad Hamilton, broadcaster from last night's game, Peyton Gallagher, who is also a student in the Cronkite School of Journalism. So we'll hear from them both, get a summary of their big win out at Cactus Shadows. Desert Mountain is in pole position to host the first-round playoff game. They've got to win this coming week, senior night, and a big game coming up for them. Then we will talk to head football coach Jason Mons for the SaberCat Report, our weekly segment featuring Saguaro. And what a win last night over Notre Dame Prep. My gosh, Saguaro, real deal, heading into the Open, and they are just doing some amazing things, overcoming adversity throughout last night's game. The Saints just hung around, and great teams find a way to get it done. It's not always the 60, 50-point wins, but it's crunch time when you really got to pull down deep from within to get things done, and they certainly did last night. We'll also talk to Canyon View head football coach Nick. Guys, this is a 1-hour show, and we're throwing a lot at you. So like the old saying goes, you miss a minute, you miss a lot. Canyon View head football coach Nick Garretts will be joining us for the Jag Nation. Big win for them last night, locking up the Northwest region of 5A championship over Kellis. Big win. And so we'll talk to him. They're headed to the postseason. They got one more game, a roadblock, so to speak, in Agua Fria. And Agua Fria is going to be bringing their best next week to Canyon View. Then we'll have a little basketball preview from last night's broadcast partner at the Saguaro game. We had head basketball coach Lucas Ramirez provide analysis throughout last night's game. We had a lot of fun with it. So we'll talk to Coach Ramirez and hear a little bit about the Saguaro boys basketball team and how practice is going. Practice for winter sports started this last week. Finally, in the last segment, we're going to talk to HJCAC, Hohokam Junior College Athletic Conference, for our JUCO report. Maricopa Mustangs head football coach Doug Medoski. And Coach Medoski's taking his team out to the Papago Pumas, where they'll play tonight. Papago is the number one team in the league, and the Mustangs want to prove differently. So we'll talk Coach Medoski. And then in the very last half of that segment, we originally had a good friend, Ralph, the Carefree Insider, my consigliere, my political advisor here in the town of Carefree. Ralph is going through some ailments, and so he cannot join us today, but we've got the Fitness Minute with Tyler Mayer, so it's a great way to wrap up our show, and we may have some surprise guests during that segment. So let's go to the phones here, and let's bring on Mesa Jackrabbits head football coach Chad DeGrenay and Bailey Leisure, my broadcast partner from the other night. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Coach. Congrats on the big win the other night.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about and I always ask this of the coaches. Obviously, you don't expect to win big. You expect to go out, play your best, and let the chips fall where they may and hope to walk out of there with a W. But what was the game plan going into the other night's game?
Honestly, just to control the line of scrimmage was the big thing for us. And then, we wanted to be efficient in the passing game, and we happened to accomplish both on Thursday night. So that was great for our kids and great for our program.
Coach, this is Bailey Leisure here. Coach, you started the game with that surprise onside kick. Prior to the talk with you talked about pulling some surprises. How much did that play help set a tone for your team in the game?
It definitely helped. We wanted to try to catch them off guard, opening kickoff type of thing. And Jordan, our kicker, obviously it was a perfect kick, bounced right over the kid's head, and we were right there to recover. So it was definitely everything worked together well on that first play.
Coach, final question for you, but hats off to your running back, Craig Montgomery. That kid, it can run. Tell us a little bit about Craig.
Yeah, Craig is. He's been starting for me since his sophomore year. Every year has had about 800 yards rushing, and he always comes on the second half of the season. Last 2 weeks, he's had 150. I think he had 180 yards last night, and so hopefully he can build on that, and he can have another good game next week as well.
Awesome. Coach, congratulations again on the win. A big one coming up to wrap up the regular season here at Westwood. So good luck to you. Mesa Jackrabbits head football coach Chad DeGrenay, and a big win over Skyline Thursday night. Bailey, stay on. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Have a good day. You
too. Okay, Bailey, player of the game from Thursday night.
Well, you mentioned him already. I'm going to go with Craig Montgomery.
Hey, that was an easy pick, wasn't it? That kid is grease lightning. He get into the open field, and he was off and running. So awesome. Bailey, thanks again. And good luck tonight on the call with the Papago Pumas and Maricopa Mustangs. We'll talk about them a little later. So thanks, Bailey.
Thanks, Ben.
All right, hit it, Aaron.
Nobody pray for me. It been a day for me.
Welcome to the Wolves Recap with Desert Mountain football coach Conrad Hamilton.
All right. So, as the intro said, we are joined on the line by Desert Mountain Wolves head football coach Conrad Hamilton. Coach Hamilton, big win last night over Cactus Shadows, and Peyton Gallagher, the guy that was on the call for that game as well. Coach, you had to come back at halftime and from a couple scores down.
Yeah, we did 14-6 at half. I mean, just a tough start for us. Kudos to the Cactus Shadows and their staff. They had a bye week to prepare for us, so they got a chance to watch us play Sunny Slope, and they put together a great game plan for themselves to put them in contention to win that football game. They hit us on an opening touchdown on the first play of the game on a fake screen and go. They got them going. They did some good things. They switched up their normal man blitz stuff. They dropped and played more zone, confused our quarterback a little bit. So they did a great job. And, they went in and, up 14-6 at half. And then, of course, they started the second period with a pick six for a touchdown. So we were down 21-6. It was about 10 and a half minutes left in the third quarter. But I think, kudos to our guys, man. I mean, they just stayed the course and know what they were just process driven. That if we played our game, that we'd have an opportunity to have some success and execute. And that's really what we did. So again, it was a well played game from both teams. I think near the end or whatever, we just kept pushing and things started to go our way. The block punt really changed the whole momentum of the game, and then after that, we kind of took over defensively a little bit.
Hey, Coach, you guys early in that game struggled offensively, went to the sophomore quarterback, Brady McDonough, but after an injury to McDonough, had to go back to your starter, Drew Tapley, and he brought you back into the game, trailing by 15 when he re-entered. Was excellent, just taking what the defense gave him. What was the discussion that was had with him?
Yeah, well, I mean, we always want to insert. Brady's still trying to recover from his off-season injury. He's not at full capacity. We all know that he's a talented player. I think, inserting Brady a little bit into the first half to get our first scoring drive was that he's multiple. He's a dual threat kid or whatever. So some of the things they were doing on defense, he's negating that with his legs and his, being able to still throw and run and stuff. So, we like what he was presenting. In the second half, he got dinged up a little bit. Drew's been, our guy all year long. The thing about what people don't know about Drew is he didn't take one snap during the spring. He didn't take one snap during the summer at quarterback. He had a back injury. He was playing receiver. All right, we had our senior quarterback go down. Brady was not ready. And really the first week of practice that Drew started taking reps with our quarterback coach and coordinator was the week of Chaparral. So the kid has just been gaming, man. I mean, nothing phases him, and he's been coming in and being a gunslinger for us and operating our offense. So we couldn't be more proud of the things that he's been doing for our team.
Coach, congratulations. Big win last night. You're in the pole position there in 5A to host. I know you're not looking beyond this last home game against Paradise Valley. It'll be a big senior night game for your seniors and for the rest of your team. So good luck next week, Coach. We'll talk to you then.
Yeah, last night was a great win for our team. It was a gritty win. We needed a game. All of our victories have been 30-point blowouts, but besides the tough matchup against Chaparral. So I think right now where we're at, young or not, we're going to be a tough out for anybody that we play. I mean, like I said, we're still growing, but I think we present challenges on both sides of the ball, all right, to our opponents, and I think we're going to continue to get better. So we're looking forward to the next couple weeks.
All right, Coach. Good luck. Go Wolves. We'll talk to you next week. We'll be back on the Varsity Sports Show. Stay with us. Thanks, Peyton.
SB Nation Radio is now Sports Map Radio, keeping sports content fresh and fun. Join us right here on KDUS AM 1060.
Hi, hey, this is Coach Bob Green. When I am not busier than a mosquito in a news colony, I'm listening to Vince at the Varsity Sports Show, Arizona's home for youth, high school, College and you on AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona.
Coming this winter to the Varsity Sports Show, AIA, high school, basketball, soccer, and wrestling. Attention, student-athletes, parents, coaches, and administrators. We are contracted affiliates with NFHS. Tired of Pixelot? Our NFHS authorized platform can spotlight your favorite team with multi-camera and full broadcast crews. We still offer our YouTube channels as well. Single game, multi-game, and season coverage available to meet every budget, including a segment on the Varsity Sports Radio Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona, dedicated to your team. We can even help promote your booster businesses. Act fast. The season is right around the corner. Are you unable to do the things you love? Do you know your daily habits could be better to enhance your quality of life? Are you suffering with chronic pain or chronic illness and can't find the right solution that works for you? Fix Body Group was created so you have a team of professionals to help you achieve your health goals and get you back to doing what you love again. In Scottsdale, go to fixbodygroup.com or call 480-795-5329. Fix Body Group, proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show and Fitness Minute with Tyler Mayer.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk to you about a good friend of mine named Bob Jenkins. Bob is a Marine Corps veteran. Bob and his younger brother DJ own Vets Built Contracting. You've seen their trucks around Metro Phoenix, I'm sure. For 5 years, they've been hiring and putting veterans to work. Vets Built is licensed, bonded, and insured, both residential and commercial, specializing in renovations, remodeling, new build, casitas, safe rooms, or small commercial TI work. If you're a skilled veteran looking for work, a homeowner in need of work, or a commercial business needing TI work, please call Bob or DJ at Vets Built at 480-584-3675.
Hey guys, Vince here from the Varsity Sports Show. Tune in this fall for the Thursday night high school football game of the week and a special segment at halftime called the My Recruits Varsity Sports Show Thursday Night Football Tip of the Week. Take it away, Coach Perrone.
That's right, Vince. Every Thursday night, we are going to give a tip and some knowledge for the viewers and the listeners who are getting ready for the big stage. And also, we're going to talk about various recruits, top prospects from around the valley.
Tune in every Thursday night at halftime of the Varsity Sports Show NFHS Thursday Night Game of the Week featuring My Recruit segment with Coach Perrone and me. Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show.
Monday nights from 7 to 8 p.m. It's James Out West featuring Ryan Rooks as the duo breaks down the NFL, NBA, and the local sports scene here on KDUS AM 1060.
This is the SaberCat Report with Saguaro SaberCat football coach Jason Mons on the Varsity Sports Show AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. And now, here's Coach Mons.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show here on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. And now it's time for the SaberCat Report with Saguaro SaberCats head football coach Jason Mons. Big game last night. Two of the best teams in the Santan region of 5A. And what a game. First of all, Coach Mons, are you okay?
Yeah, thanks for asking, Vince. I didn't say much, but yeah, we're still here.
Oh my gosh. You know, I got to tell you, I mean, from first of all, hats off to Notre Dame Prep, the Saints. I mean, they, from the first class amenities, they had a press box for us. There was a heater in the press box, so my toes didn't get cold. And it was wonderful. Steve Schaff, the sports information director, really took care of us. But there was still a game to be played on the field, and they brought it all night. It seems like they were in this game. How did your team handle? Obviously, in the final score, we saw how they handled the adversity. But while the game was going on, how did your team handle that adversity? These guys would just not go away.
Yeah, no. First off, and I sent a text to George Prelock, their head coach, last night, and I just commended them on the job that their players and coaches did. That was, we've seen just about every game they've played this year, and that was as well as they've played for 4 quarters all year long. Their kids really answered the call, and they did a heck of a job, and they should be very proud. And I told George, we played Horizon and South Point and some of the other top-ranked 5A teams. I mean, if Notre Dame's capable of playing that way consistently, they got a legitimate chance to
to make a run at the 5A conference championship. So yeah, you tip your hat to them, and most importantly, I'm glad that they took care of you, because that's number one on our list. That Vince is comfortable and happy, so I'm glad that worked out. But no,
Exactly.
it was a weird atmosphere a little bit. There wasn't a lot of energy in the stadium pregame, and I actually pulled our guys in before we went back in before the start of the game. I said, just don't fall into this trap where there's not a lot of energy, there's not a lot of juice, and it seems like we're just going to come out here and roll, because I promise you're going to get these guys' best shots. But it just sometimes, I've been doing this long enough, there's just sometimes where your team's a little flat, and it's tough. And I told our guys, we just came in, and we always run. We always run a mile, and then we run for our penalties, and then we do a little breakdown. And I just told them, I said, we've been playing in must-win games since week 4 of the season, and we've been playing good teams, and played some great teams, and it's tough to show up and have your A game week in and week out. And sometimes it's kind of like the pitcher mentality where you don't have your best stuff. You just got to work the strike zone and hit the corner of the plate, and you got to scrap. And I feel like that's what we did last night. We didn't have our best stuff, but we scrapped. And when it was the game was on the line, we made the plays we needed to make, and we ran the ball well, and our offensive line really bowed up and did some good things. So it was by no means our best effort, but we found a way to get it done.
I got to ask you now, in our final minute here, and maybe if you can spend about 15-20 seconds on each kid. We had our guest commentator was Saguaro boys basketball coach Lucas Ramirez, and we had co-players of the game last night. We had Brian Bogardus and Devin Dampier. What can you say briefly about each of them?
Well, Bogardus is he's a hammer. I mean, he runs the ball so hard. He's been our big second half, fourth quarter back when we've got to go on a 4-minute drill. He just pounds the rock, and just great kid, great teammate. And then Devin's getting comfortable. He brings some juice, and when we were getting what we got last night, which is just man coverage box loaded, he helps you even out the numbers because of his ability to run the read option. And when you got a lead, you don't want to throw the ball around the field. You got to run the rock, and everybody knows you're running it. His ability to be a running threat in the read option game really helped us continue to run the ball with the lead late in that game. And he did a great job managing the team.
Amazing. Great players, Coach. Quarterback Devin Dampier, and who splits time with Ridge Dutchicall, and then obviously Brian Bogardus in the backfield running that ball. I mean, and so many other players that they could take credit for last night's win, obviously being a team game. But congratulations on the win. You got another big one to close the regular season at Gilbert next week, and then we'll talk about the playoffs. So congrats, and we'll talk to you next week, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys. Take care.
All right, Saguaro SaberCats head football coach Jason Mons on the SaberCat Report. Take it away, Aaron.
Hey. You ready?
You are listening to the home of Canyon View Jaguar football, the Jag Nation, on the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona. And now, here's Coach Nick Garris.
This is like Victory Saturday here. I mean, everybody is winning games, and the teams that are winning just happen to coincide with the teams that we are covering. So, my gosh, we got another win last night out in the West Valley, and Coach Nick Garretts from Canyon View, joined by the broadcaster from last night's game, Mr. Ryan Blank, who is a student in the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism at Arizona State University. Gentlemen, good morning.
Morning, man.
Hey, Coach Garrett. So you got to phone it in last night. Now I know obviously the circumstances under why you couldn't be at the game were not exactly the best, but being the times that we're in. But you had a little break last night. You had a chance to watch the game and hear the commentary. What do you think of this team? You guys, again, 1-0. That's been your mantra every week. Just go 1-0, and all of a sudden you guys are 6-3 overall. But yet, again, 1-0 last night.
Yeah, it is. Last night was tough for me, not being able to be on the sideline. But I a huge shout out to my coaches, Coach Alcantar, Coach Hull, Coach Underwood, Coach Poffenberger, Coach Chuck, Coach Champion, and Coach Chafee, and then obviously Coach Pacheco was my head coach in high school, and he was able to fill in and be the acting head coach. But you're right, we going 1-0 is really important to us, and we last night I think. It was interesting to sit back and watch the live broadcast and kind of just be able to take everything in. And I'm grateful that we got the win, and we with the win came the region championship. But obviously, with the we've talked about it a lot, the dumb penalties and stuff like that. But I think some of them are just hustle penalties, and some of them are stupid penalties that we can avoid, and hopefully we can get that cleaned up this week.
Hey, Coach, first off, congratulations on the regional championship. Second, I know that the past 4 weeks, Ashton Zacher has been on fire. He has 8 touchdown passes over the last 2 weeks. What has changed in the play calling that has allowed him to be so successful?
Well, I don't think it's a play calling necessarily. I think, playing quarterback is it's a tough position to play, and we ask, and in our system, we ask a lot of the quarterback. And, I think mainly in the beginning of the year, the focus was on the run game, and we're trying to get that established. And as we progress through the season, we're starting to see that he's comfortable in the run game, but now he's more comfortable in the passing game, and he's starting to see what we see and make adjustments based on what the defense is seeing too. So you're right, he is playing really well, and I thought last night he was probably his best game so far.
Coach, you came away with the win last night. You're at 6-3 again, out in that northwest region of 5A, and obviously you need to really get this win this week against Agua Fria. What can you tell us about this week's opponent to close out the regular season?
Well, you got George Martinez over on the other side, and he's a Hall of Fame coach, in my opinion, but they're tough. They're big. They're physical. They're going to present a lot of challenges for us. Especially defensively, their front seven's pretty good. I would say the front seven is the strength of their defense. So we got our work cut out for us, and it's going to be senior night, a lot of emotions, and I think our kids will be ready to play.
All right. Well, that was the Jag Nation with Canyon View head football coach Nick Garretts. Coach Garretts, good luck. Congratulations on the win, and looking forward to you guys going 1-0 again this coming Friday, hosting Agua Fria to close out the regular season. Then we'll see how the playoff chips fall, and congrats and good luck. Ryan, stay on. Ryan, I want to know, last night's game, so it was a big win, 56-21. Who was your player of the game?
There were so many guys that were so impactful last night, but I've got to give it to Ashton Zacher. 4 touchdown passes, no interceptions. He was dicing up the secondary. He was incredible last night.
That's amazing. Coach Garrett's in his first season out there leading that program, and their second season playing varsity football. He's really putting his imprint on the program and doing a lot for the community. So congratulations to Canyon View. We're fortunate to be a part of it. Ryan, great job as usual, and looking forward to hearing back from you next week.
Yep, see you next week, Vince.
All right. Folks, when we come back, wow, that's already halfway through the show. We're going to be joined by an old friend, Saguaro SaberCats head boys basketball coach, Lucas Ramirez. Coach Ramirez and I go back, and he and his faith in our programming kind of kickstarted this whole thing with the Varsity Sports Show, and so he is a good friend, and looking forward to covering him again this year and his program and Saguaro athletics in general. So stick around, folks, through the break. When we come back, once again, Saguaro SaberCats head basketball coach Lucas Ramirez and some hockey bits. We'll talk more about it in the next segment. We'll be back. Go Varsity.
The decades of sports experience pouring out Tuesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. with Killer Beesball with Jim Brinson and Howard Balzer on AM 1060 and KTUS1060.com.
Hello, this is Gila Ridge head football coach Jessica Slaughter, and you're listening to the home of youth, high school, college, and you, the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona.
Anna and Keith started Stessa Movement Company with their customers' clothing styles in mind. Their goal is to clothe the world your way. High-end, comfortable clothing at affordable prices. Check out their custom-made hats, shirts, masks, and vintage gear. They outfit the Varsity Sports Show crew and sponsor the Stessa Movement Company Player of the Game Award. Find them at stessamovement.ecwid.com. spelled S-T-E-S-A for style. Hey guys, Vince here to talk to you about a good friend of mine named Bob Jenkins. Bob is a Marine Corps veteran. Bob and his younger brother DJ own Vets Built Contracting. You've seen their trucks around Metro Phoenix, I'm sure. For 5 years, they've been hiring and putting veterans to work. Vets Built is licensed, bonded, and insured, both residential and commercial, specializing in renovations, remodeling, new build, casitas, safe rooms, or small commercial TI work. If you're a skilled veteran looking for work, a homeowner in need of work, or a commercial business needing TI work, please call Bob or DJ at Vets Built at 480-584-3675.
24th Street Dental Biltmore is the place to go for cosmetic dentistry and Invisalign. Doctors Braden, Turner, and the team are ready to put your dental needs first. They are the Valley's Invisalign experts. Schedule a free exam today and mention the Varsity Show for complimentary in-house whitening. From cleanings to more comprehensive dental, 24th Street Dental Biltmore in Phoenix is the first step toward a healthier smile. Located in the heart of the Biltmore, call or stop by 602-468-1135. Proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show. Hey fans, the Arizona AIA High School Football Playoffs are coming. Trust the Varsity Sports Show team to live stream your football playoff games on NFHS. We are an NFHS trusted partner and will spotlight your favorite team better than anyone, including a team segment on Saturday's Varsity Sports Radio Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. We are authorized to cover every round of the football playoffs, including championships. Call or text us to reserve your postseason broadcast and production crew. Time is running out fast. 480-779-9437.
I'll turn those picks into gold. Wall-to-wall NFL coverage and the biggest stories coming to you from 3 to 5 p.m. The Rich Eisen Show here on KDUS AM 1060 and KDUS1060.com.
You're listening to the home of Saguaro Sabercat basketball. The Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona. And now, here's Coach Lucas Ramirez. Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show here on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. And this whole thing started last year with one team, one school, having some faith in some, I think, blind faith in our programming and what we wanted to do to raise the bar on coverage. And in the first school to step forward for us, the first program to step forward, the first coach to step forward was Saguaro boys basketball coach Lucas Ramirez, newly hired at the time. So you would think, you're putting your eggs in one basket as a newly hired coach, trying to not create waves with administration, and you bring in us. Anyway, it's been quite a ride and an adventure, and it continues to be as we continue to build and tell stories and spread the word on our programming. And so it all started with Coach Lucas Ramirez. Coach Ramirez, good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning, Vince. How you doing? Long time no see.
So, little backstory. So last night, Coach Ramirez, so we did some scrambling with our crew. We had a crew member call in sick, and then we had another one that was also sick, and we had to do some scrambling because we were running 3 games last night. And I just got this idea. I thought, we have a guy that does some voiceover work for us that is always willing to jump in and help us out whenever needed. So I got on the phone, got on my bat line, and I called Coach Lucas Ramirez and said, Coach, you want to jump in on the broadcast? And you could do analysis, you could do color in the football game. And sure enough, he jumped in. And Coach, you did a good job last night. I mean, not as good as some of the other guys, but you did pretty good.
No question, it was a fun time. Definitely enjoyed the experience.
Yeah, it makes it easier when you win too, But it was fun. It was a great time. What were your thoughts? What were your impressions in the game? And you picked the players of the game, by the way, Devin Dampier and Brian Bogardus. Nice choices. It could have been most anybody, but you selected those guys. So
yeah, it was just fun to see, like it is every week. See our guys go out there and compete, and it's just a fun environment. There's nothing like Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, of course. So at one point during the game, and you are not going to live this down, you made a comment to me. You said, someday if this coaching thing doesn't work out, that I could join you in the broadcast booth. And I commented back, I mean, and that's all well and good, but why is it that people that fail feel that their next job could be broadcasting? Why can't it be people that win that decide to step away when they're on top and move on to something even better like broadcasting? What is it? Why why?
I think you just, I mentioned to you last night, I think off air, you see so many coaches do it, at the national level. That's just kind of the next step. But you're right, though. How about we win a little bit, then I get to broadcasting.
Not after failing, for God's sakes. But anyway, but no, that was fun. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your team. Last week, you guys started practice, as did all the other schools in AIA for winter sports. You were senior heavy last year. You had something to the tune of, 11, 12 seniors, and then you had a junior that is also happens to be the starting defensive end on the football team that won't be playing this year as a senior, and then you had another underclassman, and that was it.
Yeah, so this year we're very junior heavy, which is great, bodes well for the future. We have one returner from the varsity team last year, Andrews Mazik. He'll be a junior this year. But, we had a strong JV team last year, and our head JV coach, Mike Wright, did a great job with them. Our freshman coach, Niles Outley, who's also on Coach Mons' staff, did a great job with our freshman team. So, we have a lot of young talent here that we're excited to work with and develop these next couple of years. And, on top of that, we got a couple kids who moved in from out of state, who were fortunate enough to get to enroll at Saguaro, and a couple of young freshmen, too, that we're excited about.
What is the overall atmosphere in the region look? You guys won the region last year, your first year running the program. How are things shaking out this season, you think, from what you are expecting from the other teams?
Oh, same as last year. Every night's a dogfight. Every night you got to play your best. There is no off night. All around the region, I know all the teams around are bringing back good talent. And they've even, loaded up with some new talent. So, it's going to be a fun region race there toward the end of the year. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure. And, and I'm looking at that first game. And by the way, we'll be carrying every home game for you guys again this year. And looking forward to that, as well as covering the girls basketball team. I know going into your second year, you had a chance to kind of assess some things after that first year. What are some of the biggest takeaways from last year, on or off the court, that you think you're better for going into this season?
Well, I think we're all better, not just us at Saguaro. I think all around, just the experience that we went through last year, kind of navigating the COVID waters, and just being able to adjust and move on the fly probably quicker than us coaches like to. But for us, it's simple. Just keep doing what we do, to our standards on and off the court, in the classroom, in the community. And that's what we focus on. It's not what everybody else is doing. We're playing against ourselves every single day. We got to be the best version of ourselves in all phases.
We are also looking forward to hearing from your fan club during games. We had some guys that just hazed you incessantly last year during our broadcast, that they would leave, comments throughout. And a lot of it, I thought it was real. I thought you played in the junior championships of pickleball when you were a kid. And, and then I thought you were a big fan and went to the Tito Jackson concert when you were in middle school. But apparently some of that stuff wasn't true. Who are some of those guys that you want to give some credit to? And we're hoping that they come back and continue the love.
Oh man, yeah. Well, my younger brother Jacob, he was a part of that crew that liked to post comments on YouTube there, and then two other good coaching friends of mine, Carlo Camacho and Mario Malaby. Great coaches, great teachers, and they're always fun throughout the season. Whether it's commenting on your live stream or shooting me texts along the way, it's always a fun time.
Yeah, I'll say, man. Okay. Well, Coach, we look forward to hearing back from you periodically until the end of the month, and then we'll start up our regular segment again, the SaberCat Report with head basketball coach Lucas Ramirez. And we're also going to be covering some girls basketball as well. Looking forward to that with Coach Aria Ham coming back. And all in all, it's a great team. So, Coach, thanks again. Great job last night. All kidding aside, man, you're a natural for it. So if this coaching gig doesn't work out, then definitely hit us up, and we'll see if we could find a place for you.
Well, sounds good, Vince. I
All right.
appreciate you and all you guys do at the Varsity Sports Show. Go Cats.
Awesome. Go Cats. All right. Saguaro head basketball coach Lucas Ramirez. So that was great. That's fun. And now we're going to introduce something a little different. As you know, throughout the season, we've employed some intern staff here at the Varsity Sports Show, some great interns, and can't give them enough credit for all the work they've done throughout the season, really raising the bar. And we're going to be doing that again in the spring semester. But one intern in particular, that he's not a big football fan, and it's not because he doesn't like football. It's just he never really got into the sport as a kid. But he asked me, he said, Vince, not everybody likes football. A lot of people do. It's a very popular sport, obviously, but sometimes people want other sports. So we do a segment, and he said, let me work on something. His name is Ben Waddell. He's a student at Scottsdale Community College, and he's an intern with the Varsity Sports Show. He's a sound technician guru, works in theater. He's amazing in putting together, editing, producing, and his ultimate goal is to work in radio himself. So I want to do all I can to help Ben out, but at the same time, he has really lifted the bar and the standard here at the Varsity Sports Show with his work and his editing skills. And so Ben puts together segments periodically, and he's got a voiceover friend. This time it's a gentleman named Trevor that's a big hockey fan. This segment is called Hockey Bits, and so it's a little bit of hockey coverage. It's maybe a minute and a half long, and it's pretty intensive. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. And then next week we'll bring back the other sports segment where they talk about everything from cricket to egg toss. So here we go. So Ben Waddell and Trevor with Hockey Bits. Hit it, Aaron.
My name is Trevor Eno, and I'm with the Varsity Sports Show, and I'll be talking about Hockey Bits. Today I'll be talking about Connor McDavid, the star of the week. Connor McDavid, 3-time Art Ross winner. Art Ross means he has the most points in the league. Winner of the Ted Lindsay Award, which means best player nominated by the league itself. He won that 3 times. And the 2-time Hart winner, which means most valuable player to the league. Truly, he has one of the best reputations across the league for current best player due to his speed and ability to handle the puck efficiently. For example, during the 2019 All-Star game, he was able to lap the rink in 13.4 seconds. Secondly, his ability to handle the puck going coast to coast around 5 defenders and the goalie is no problem for Connor McDavid, as he's scored like that, 10 plus times now? McDavid has never had a bad season since his inaugural. He was drafted at the ripe age of 18, straight out of high school, by the Edmonton Oilers in 2015, being the first overall. He was drafted straight out of high school, like I said, specifically McDowell Senior High School. This has been Trevor with the Varsity Sports Show, talking about Hockey Bits.
All right, so awesome, good stuff. So again, we like to throw some different things in there, and people like to hear about different activities, different sports, and we'll be doing more of that as the winter and into the spring. We've got some great programming that we're really excited about, particularly starting in January on the show. You'll just have to wait to hear about it. But once again, Ben Waddell, Scottsdale Community College intern here to the Varsity Sports Show. When we come back, we are going to be joined by Maricopa Mustangs of the Hohokam Junior College Athletic Conference, the JUCO Report, head football coach Doug Madowski. We're going to get an update from Coach Madowski on everything going on with JUCO football and some big games tonight that we are also covering. We'll also be joined in the Fitness Minute by our old friend Tyler Mayer. So stick around, folks, through the break. Final segment coming up. You miss a minute, you'll miss a lot. Go Varsity.
Show Monday through Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060.
Hey, this is John Linton with the I Have a Name Project,
and let's be better humans. You're listening to the Varsity Sports Show.
Coming this winter to the Varsity Sports Show, AIA, high school, basketball, soccer, and wrestling. Attention, student athletes, parents, coaches, and administrators. We are contracted affiliates with NFHS. Tired of Pixelot? Our NFHS authorized platform can spotlight your favorite team with multi-camera and full broadcast crews. We still offer our YouTube channels as well. Single game, multi-game, and season coverage available to meet every budget, including a segment on the Varsity Sports Radio Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona, dedicated to your team. We can even help promote your booster businesses. Act fast. The season is right around the corner.
Anna and Keith started Stessa Movement Company with their customers' clothing styles in mind. Their goal is to clothe the world your way. High-end, comfortable clothing at affordable prices. Check out their custom-made hats, shirts, masks, and vintage gear. They outfit the Varsity Sports Show crew and sponsor the Stessa Movement Company Player of the Game Award. Find them at stessamovement.ecwid.com, spelled S-T-E-S-A for style.
24th Street Dental Biltmore is the place to go for cosmetic dentistry and Invisalign. Doctors Braden, Turner, and the team are ready to put your dental needs first. They are the Valley's Invisalign experts. Schedule a free exam today and mention the Varsity Show for complimentary in-house whitening. From cleanings to more comprehensive dental, 24th Street Dental Biltmore in Phoenix is the first step toward a healthier smile. Located in the heart of the Biltmore, call or stop by 602-468-1135. Proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show.
Training Better Athletes was founded by renowned football coach Ron Sowers with the philosophy of training well-rounded young people in mind and body. TBA is the go-to for middle schoolers through the pros. Coach Sowers has worked with all sports but specializes in football offensive and defensive line skills training. Whether it's one-on-one or group training, reach out to Coach Sowers at trainingbetterAthletes.com or call him at 602-435-9064. You can't cheat the grind.
Bringing you the latest sports topics weekly right here on KDUS AM 1060 with me, the Doug Gottlieb Show, 1 to 3 p.m.
It's the JUCO Report on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona, the Varsity Sports Show. News and notes from the Hohokam Junior College Athletic Conference. Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. Now it's time here in our final segment for the JUCO Report, and we are joined by head football coach of the Maricopa Mustangs, Coach Doug Madosky. Coach Madosky, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Coach, you wear a couple of hats. First of all, you're helping to run a league that's in its third year, and you've done so much. You got to be first of all, let me get back to this in a second, but you're also the head football coach of the Mountain Ridge High School program, and you're helping to coordinate, as I said, this league and also acting as a coach. You got to be like Arizona's Man of the Year with all the work that you're doing.
I don't know if I'd be the Man of the Year or the Fool of the Year. You could pick, though.
Coach, it's so incredible. Every time I go on Twitter, I see updates from the other coaches around the league, as well as coaches in your own program, promoting the fact that kids are getting scholarship offers in your league. They're getting opportunities to move on. Is this bigger than what you expected, or is this right where it was intended to be in your mind?
First getting this thing up and going, I had made the comment that I thought it was going to end up being about a 5-year build out to get back to what we're accustomed to, I guess you could say. I think we're ahead of that curve at this point in year 3. I think that certainly by year 5, we're going to obviously have a lot more talent as we continue to grow. But I'd say we're ahead of the curve that we thought we were going to be up or at. But still obviously lots of work to do and ways to improve, and certainly already have a laundry list of things for improvement and things that we're going to do as we head into the next year, as we go into year 4.
I'll say, it has been nothing short of incredible. And we started off when we covered the league the first year. There was a definite void in terms of from the best team to the not so good team in the league. I don't want to say the worst team, because in my mind nothing is truly is the worst, but you didn't really have anything in between. Now here we are in year 3, and there's a lot more parity. You've got teams that are competitive. You've got players on these teams that are, obviously taking pride in what they're doing and representing when they wear that uniform, both on and off the field. But what can you say to speak to the fact that the play has improved on each of these teams to where it's so competitive?
I mean, there's no question. I think that as the HJC's footprint has increased, when we first started it, we had about 30 days to try to put rosters together. And, when you looked at it from that standpoint, obviously we had Coach Felker in the league then and myself coming from Scottsdale and Mesa Community Colleges. We had, I guess, a nucleus of guys that we'd already had recruited that were already at, those two programs when they shut down. So obviously I think that you saw the jump of those two programs initially just because they weren't starting from scratch for all intents and purposes. But, obviously the jobs that these other head coaches now have done as they've grown these programs and built them up from a recruiting network and just as we continue to grow onto the national stage and get more and more interest from NJCAA schools and the NJCAA itself. I mean, certainly more players are inquiring and looking to come to Arizona, similar to what we saw when we were through the Maricopa District. So, I mean, a testament to the coaches and the staffs that they've put together for each of the individual teams to continue to grow it and to, get out there and be in the public and let people know about us. And, I think that you're starting to see when you see kids coming from Texas and everywhere else that certainly our footprint is growing.
Well, and especially what you've done in creating and fostering this partnership with Snow College out of Utah. And what I mean by that is academically. They're providing academic support, transferable credits, tuition. It's a very unique program. It's very cheap tuition, extremely low tuition, and it's accredited nationally so that these kids can take these credits and they can go to essentially any university across the country and not worry about what's transferable and what isn't. But the academic support is second to none as well. Coach, in our final couple of minutes here, let's talk a little bit about the team that you're facing tonight. So you're taking your team out into the East Valley. You're playing the Papago Pumas. What can you say about the job that Coach Brandon Payne has done out there and the roster that he's built?
I think he's done a heck of a job. I mean, I knew Brandon was going to be a good coach. Obviously, the first year we had the league up and running, I hired him to come and work with me over with the Mustangs, and just a chance to watch him and the way that he develops some of his guys from a position standpoint, having the chance to sit down and talk to him and just get to know him more from a scheme standpoint, philosophy standpoint, as far as being a coach. We knew he was going to be able to do a really good job when we moved him into that position the second year of the league. And obviously, he's put together a heck of a staff, and they've got recruiting ties and connections all over the place, and they're not afraid to go recruit. They bring in quality players, and they've done a great job from that standpoint. Certainly, they've got a lot of talent on the team and a lot of speed, a lot of athletes that can run around and do some things. But one of the things that I thought he did a really nice job of this year is he's got a big line. I mean, his offensive defensive lines are big, athletic guys on both sides of the ball, and they play hard, they play well together. I mean, he's done a good job.
Well, looking forward to covering you guys tonight out at Santan Charter. The game is going to be streamed live by our crew out there. And congratulations, Coach, on what you've done and what you continue to do. Good luck to the Maricopa Mustangs tonight out at Papago Pumas. Coach Doug Madosky. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. I appreciate all your support. Have a good day.
All right. You too. Okay. Joining us on the line. And Aaron, if you want to hit the intro there.
The Varsity Sports Show presents the Fitness Minute with Tyler Mayer. Get tips on staying healthy and active with locally renowned fitness guru, Tyler Mayer. And now, here's Tyler.
So, Tyler, you got some big shoes to fill this morning. Originally, this segment was reserved for our old friend, the Carefree Insider, Ralph Farrell. Ralph is a good friend of ours. He's had some health ailments. Ralph actually is a very energetic guy, and he suffered a stroke about 4 months ago. So he is he's a good friend, and we look out for him, and he looks out for us. And we're not able to bring him on today. He was all set to go, and then he was not feeling well as much as he wanted to be a part of the show. He will be joining us in the not too distant future. He's that kind of guy that he'll go above and beyond. And so, Ralph, we wish you the best, and we look forward to having you back on with some of your quips and anecdotes. He's a great guy. So, Tyler Mayer, the fitness guru. Good morning, Tyler.
Well, good morning, Vince. Good morning, listeners. Hey, thoughts and prayers out to Ralph. Hang in there, buddy. And, you need anything, reach out. You got a team of supporters here, that's for sure. I tell you what, Vince, you are so right. I love it because what a morning of winners. Like you said, I mean, everybody just kind of fell into place, had big wins last night, and then you get the head coaches and their supporting cast on the radio today too. So awesome, man. I hope I can fill those shoes and be a winner as well today. But, hey, Vince, I wanted to go over kind of the winning solution and why I do what I do when we talk about body fat versus weight. We won't get too much into the nutrition, but obviously, you guys, it's about a negative energy balance. The less we intake, the more we expend. That is when our body fat reduces, or our weight reduces. Now, for most people, we want to make sure body fat is the optimal number. We look at men anywhere from 10 to 20%.
Wait, hold on a second. Did my wife put you up to this conversation?
You know
this
what?
topic?
You know what, Vince? No, I can never. I can't confirm nor deny. But
okay,
anyway,
well. All right.
Because that scale becomes such a,
an enemy.
We rely on that scale so much, and that scale doesn't tell the whole story. We need to look at our body composition. So I've addressed it several times about the importance of strength training. Gentlemen, you can still be big, but you can be at a healthy body fat, have more muscle mass. I got to tell a quick story, and I know we don't have too much time, but I went to see my primary care physician, and 10 years ago, I was 10 pounds lighter and 5% body fat more than I am now, and I'm 8 pounds heavier than I was and 4% body fat less. So what that tells us is you can weigh a little bit more but have less body fat. And again, folks, that's because muscle mass is more dense than fat mass. So strength training becomes so important as we try to maintain that optimal body composition. So real quick, listeners, some 6 tips. Enjoy that morning cup of coffee. That caffeine helps increase that thermogenic effect. However, watch the milk and sugar you put in that because that adds empty calories. Look for vitamin C boost, oranges, bell peppers. That provides that fiber, again, while increasing fat burning. We're going to talk about the early bird gets the worm. I've got lots of worms in my life. We have an early 30-minute workout in the morning on an empty stomach can help that positive effect of fat metabolism. Spice it up. I'll tell you what, I still love my food, but I love my food spicy. Those spices can help increase that fat-burning effect as well. And then I say it many times, every day, half your weight in ounces, increase that hydration, okay? Increase that water intake. That helps increase and stave off the protein stores and enhance that hydration throughout the body. So I know we're missing Beal today, but he loves it. We want some clear urine, Beal.
Beaching with Beal. All right. Okay, so that's our old friend Tyler Mayer with the Fitness Minute. Tyler, thank you so much. Thank you to all of our guests today. We appreciate you. Head out to Peoria, Meineke. Our old friend Easy Ed Smith and Javon Adams are out there doing the Easy Sports radio show, 8880 West Bell Road. They're promoting a Veterans Day event out there. All active and retired military get free standard oil change and car check next week from 7:30 to 6 p.m. on Veterans Day. Folks, that's another Varsity Sports Show. Thanks for joining us. Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you tonight on our live streams. JUCO football. Go Varsity. Thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show. Our mission is to empower education and enable dreams, creating a platform to promote young people in extracurricular activities and community outreach. If you are interested in partnering up with the Varsity Sports Show, find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or call or text us at 480-779-9437. The Varsity Sports Show, Arizona's home for youth, high school, college, and you.